They're just about set now for the Superlative. They jump away, and forthright, just a little bit slow, dwells in the stalls. Chesterless Street and the white cap on the far side is the first to bound on from King Hesperus. Then Grand Rich King on the near side, the red jacket on the far side, King's Point in third or fourth. Next is Bayeux, covered up by Frankie Dettori. Near side in the white sleeves, next is Romaric, followed by Barberjourne and Mantab, and finally forthright, held up, restrained at the back of the field. Don't seem to be going fast enough for him as they run down towards the halfway stage. The leader is Chesterless Street for the Mark Johnston team. King Hesperus for Team O'Brien in second. King's Point is third. Grand Rich King wider out. Next then is Bayeux, the 3-to-1 joint favourite with the leader, lying in fifth place as Grand Rich King comes under pressure. Romaric moves forward out wider, Barberjourne, then Mantab, and now 2 lengths to forthright, who's now being rowed along. Chesterless Street has quickened up the gallop there and seems to have a few of them on the stretch now. Chesterless Street, King Hesperus hard driven second. King's Point pulled off the fence and looks a danger. Mantab staying on. Bayeux struggling to muster speed at this stage as they run towards the final furlong. It's Chesterless Street chased all the way by King's Point. King Hesperus back in third place, then Mantab. Barberjourne runs on. Chesterless Street is being reeled in by King's Point. King's Point slowly but surely is whittling away the lead. King's Point getting up from Chesterless Street and got him. King's Point from Chesterless Street. It was close for third, Mantab and King Hesperus. They were clear of Barberjourne, forthright, Grand Rich King. Bayeux, a big disappointment, along with Romaric at the rear. King's Point appears to have got up here in the last dying strides at 6-to-1 in the hands of Richard Hughes. Firm handling on this son of Fazliev, trained by Richard Hannon. He was always just wearing down Chesterless Street. It was a question whether the post would come late enough for him, and he got there in the end. He's won by about a neck, I'd say, maybe even a head. Chesterless Street has made a terrific bid from the front. Darrell Holland quickened it up a halfway. He had everything else in trouble except, crucially, King's Point.
King's Point, that's one for you get information when you come to the races. A very big pro backer came up to me, guaranteed me early on that King's Point would at least get placed. He was on, I hope you were, hope you followed his tip, returned the 6-to-1 joint 4 favourite King's Point. Beat Chesterless Street, the 3-to-1 joint favourite, was second. The third number 1 is King Hesperus, they're calling. Third number 1, King Hesperus at 5-to-1, and Mantab is fourth at 16-to-1. But that King's Point, as I said, for those of you who listen to the rumours, listen to the stories, a really good judge, tip this one up. It wins by a head and a length and a half. 6-to-1, King's Point couldn't be kicked out of the frame, they were saying before the race.
Well, they've got a good even gallop here. The eventual second, Chesterless Street. Darrell Holland having a grimace to himself there. Took them along. He was in the right position. I thought that he'd kept enough up his sleeve, and then when Richard Hughes got the gap, this horse just quickened up that little bit. Worked hard for this success, boys.
Yeah, he did, because Darrell, as you were saying, John, set a nice even pace, really began to stretch him. And Walter, at this stage, you'd think he was going to hang on.
Oh, I did. I mean, I thought he was in a really good rhythm, and he was the only one I wanted to be on at this stage. And he just changed his legs there, and I just wonder when really push comes to shove that this horse, when he really finds his strength, I mean, he just gets tired up the hill. But take nothing away from the second, though, Jimmy. He really put his nose down and fought it out, and probably deserved to get up there at the end.
King's Point just gets it on the nod.
Richard Hughes on King's Point. Well, that was a gutsy performance. You just got there.
Yeah, it took a while to get by the Johnson horse as usual. They're hard to pass, but he's a very brave little horse, this.
He is, yeah, he's saying little horse. I must admit, I prefer these. They're easier to talk to you on.
Yeah, they're a little bit easier to handle as well.
What about this? I mean, what were your sort of plans beforehand? You missed the July Stakes for today.
Yeah, the only concern was a little bit fast. I actually canted the post and I wasn't happy at all. But he's a tough little fella and he overcame it. Next one's the big one, Oasis Dream. Please God.
Go on, a bit more than that.
Well, we can't get the horse any better than he is today.
They say he's improved since Ascot.
He has. He's got a little bit skinnier. He's getting more like me.
Well, not too much. Good luck.
Cheers.
Yeah, Team Hannon, father and son, very happy with that. Tough little fella indeed. Took some getting past the Johnson runner as ever, but they've landed a decent prize. Stayed their hand yesterday, came here today, and they picked up Richard Hughes, giving a